The holidays start here at Baker's with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. You could do a classic herb-roasted turkey or spice it up and make turkey tacos. Serve up a go-to shrimp cocktail or use Simple Truth wild-caught shrimp for your first Cajun risotto. Make creamy mac and cheese or a spinach artichoke fondue from our selection of Murray's cheese. No matter how you shop, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace all your holiday traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Oh man, I think that's it. I think it's all over now. I think we're just gonna have to, wrap it up and put it away because that's it. I won't be doing this anymore. Yeah, I think I had a pretty good run. I'm kind of feeling it. That Twilight coming in, and it's just not gonna happen. Nope. I have to make changes, and I'm done doing this. Yep, can't drink any more soda, and I can't eat any more pizza. I'm giving that up for Lent, man. I got to make these changes and do what needs to be done. And it's going to pay off in the end, just like anything else. I mean, I already do train enough, but I have to keep, getting rid of certain things. Because it just ain't worth it, I mean, after all, I'm wondering if some people actually thought that I was giving up doing independent media. Because if so, you're on the wrong damn show. But then again, let me tell you why. Because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
Frito-Lay has been a part of our community for years, producing some of America's favorite snacks. Frito-Lay is growing their team right now, hiring for root sales. Frito-Lay benefits include industry-leading health and retirement plans. Frito-Lay also offers a competitive salary with lots of opportunity for advancement within the company. Go to FritoLayEmployment.com to apply. Frito-Lay, we're going places. Join us.
When you download the Baker's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Baker's makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Baker's app now to save big on your next purchase. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to the J-Man Show. This is J-Man, of course, and welcome to episode 141. We are climbing up the mountaintop. We are finally getting somewhere, and, actually, we always were. I mean, it's never really stopped at doing anything, especially here on this network. But, man, I'm telling you what, these past couple of days have been very interesting. It's amazing, as I said all that in the cold open, there are things coming to an end. Like my time working at that day job and all that kind of stuff. I saw it, man. The writing on the wall and everything. I just see all that stuff is coming to an end. But I also saw where I was going, and I also saw newer things that need to happen. And, because I'm not even in my final form yet. I got things to do. I got changes to make. And I got a lot of research. I've been having homework every night of the week, too. But, I don't feel ashamed of doing it because that's the journey. And things are not supposed to stay the same. If not, it becomes a comfort zone. You see, a lot of people love that comfort zone. They like staying in there. They like feeling safe. They like doing whatever is, they have control over. But you see, so the problem with comfort zones are, they can be pretty monotonous. They can be the same day in and day out. They can be to the point where it's it's the norm. And you see, things in J-Man's life are not normal. And the J-Man doesn't want them to be normal. And the truth is that normal, in general, is boring. Just ruins everything. It just, like, remember when I said stuff about gatekeeping and how people want everybody to sound the same and they want everybody to be this, hey, everybody wants to be liked by everybody. And you see, the thing is, I'm totally okay with not being liked by everybody. You know, because that's not the end game. Like, there are certain things that I don't agree with. And then there are things that, you know, I'm into that a lot of people are not into. And it's okay. That's just the way it needs to be sometimes. We all need to be different. It's what makes us unique. But instead of feeding into that difference, the society that surrounds us, whether it's corporate or not, they have a hard time understanding that. And you see, when I see certain circumstances that need to go, I'll throw it out. Because it's not helping me. It's not beneficial. And you see, when it comes to like working at that day job there, the money is okay. Money's always okay. Yeah, it is. It is. Come on now, you all agree with me. We got to get them greenbacks, you know. And especially when our taxes came back and a lot of y'all decided to been brave and spend all that stuff out to go ahead and give back to the government for some reason. Me, on the other hand, nah. Nah, player, I'm holding on to it left and right. Just like that's kind of the way it is. Just hey, like, yep, store it all up, let it grow into something. And it's just like, wow, you know? Like I really, really took the time to think about it because I was like, you know, my supervisor is nothing important. My manager is just a self-centered jerk. And then I look at what follows him, and I'm like, wow. It's a good thing I ain't gonna be here after a while. Because there's no growth there. There's nothing to learn and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like, I could see myself now if I wasn't going for what I'm going for now. If I wasn't, you know, trying to be a CEO. If I wasn't trying to do all those things and actually take risk and keep pushing forward, you know. I could see myself, I probably would be my supervisor if I wasn't me. And that's pretty damn scary. Because I had a dream not too long ago. Like, let's say, like, if I gave everything up. Let's say, like, if I wasn't me and I decided to change into something like that. Yeah, I threw up a little in myself. I'm just being honest. I did. Because that is just disgusting. That is a damn shame. You don't do what I do, and you don't risk, and you don't put effort into building up your stack, your show, and have a lot of stories to talk about just to push you to the wayside because something is safe. And if you're thinking that that's a good idea, well, you know what? You're only hurting yourself because, see, that's limiting. That's limiting. Depending on the circumstances, though, because some of y'all have mortgages, some of y'all have reasons why you stay at a certain job. And I can understand that. I can understand that. Me, on the other hand, not so much. I can come and go as I please nowadays. And it's just looking at that kind of situation and seeing what surrounds us. Everybody's so scared of something. Everybody has that scarcity mindset. Now, me, on the other hand, I had to make peace with things I don't control. And then I had to make peace with things I cannot control. And there's only one thing I can control. Myself. And how I react to stuff. And the way I just look at everything. And that's just the way this journey has been teaching me. I win some. I learn a lot. And then, yeah, I might have to lay down and recover a couple of times. But I'll get right back to the F up and do what I got to do again. Because I'm that stubborn. And then take it from a different angle. Just like right now, like this show should have landed yesterday at 10 o'clock, but, you know, I just needed time. I needed to really, really rest. And, you know, what else helped me along the way was looking at different reasons why I'm inspired to keep going. Like, you know, I actually wanted to work in animation for a long time. I can't draw for crap, but I can write pretty well. And you see, the thing is, why can't I draw? Is it because I say it, or is it because I haven't done it? And you see, if I work at it enough, I can get pretty competent at it. So I try to figure it out, try to learn it. And then I was sitting there, I was watching Disney Plus the other day. And just looking at all the classic animated features that really inspired me. Like, I was looking at Cinderella. Then I was looking at Cinderella. Then I was about to look at Sleeping Beauty. And I went over to Bambi instead. And I love Bambi. Bambi is awesome. Would have got to the Lion King too, but then I went over into Alice in Wonderland. And see, just looking at all the different compositions, colors, and the music and everything else, and then fell back in love with the whole thing. So I also took the time to go and invest in Audio's lifetime membership for like music licensing. So I did that too. And I started looking at J360 TV and where I can get where I need to be. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and suit up and jump back into that day job and go ahead and get some more resources, in addition to just opening up the gates and just having some fun and experimenting again, because that's what J360 Productions is. It's an independent production company, and it's an experiment, and it needs to be worked on every moment, just about. And I've been at it for a while. So there's no way I'm giving that up. I'm going to continue to keep going and growing and doing what I got to do. Like, the first things you might see, they might not be the best, but, by the time you get to, like, episode 5 and episode 10, there's a format and a method. And the best thing is just to keep on going. And then when you see other people, the thing about other people is, other people can be pretty unreliable. They can be to the point where it's like, you only get out of it what you put into it. And see, a lot of people don't put any effort in. They want rewards and receipts and all that kind of stuff. They want, what benefits me? And it's like, you think on the inside, what does benefit you? What can you offer? And are you capable of dealing with the ups and the downs and the WTFs? And that's just like anything in life. Can you deal with it? Because if you can't, believe me, there's already a lot against you, and you just added like 20% more to it. You see? And the thing with me is, I already know people out there don't like me. I already know, like, there's a lot of people that don't want to see me succeed. In accordance to even at my day job. Some people even in your family don't want to see you succeed because they're just not used to the idea of what differences you can make. And I see it all the time. I ain't trying to prove anything to them, but I don't have to quit, and they can't stop me from dreaming and moving forward. Nobody can stop me but me. And that applies to all of you out there. Nothing can stop you. When you listen to false ideologues, or you listen to all that crap in the news, or you listen to how people will try to give their own 2 cents in their PR about you. And, I'm not going to disrespect people that have helped push my shows and, help go ahead and say, speak highly of me on a pedestal or whatever. I'm not going to say all that. But, there are some out there that do it because it only helps them grow. And those that do that, they're self-serving, and they'll get caught up in it. Because I remember meeting those kind of people before when I was dealing with an associate that was in J360 Productions that thought it was all about him. And you see, the thing is, I don't tolerate it. You either help build, you don't help build through. There is no tunnel here. You see what I'm saying? And I look at it from time to time, like reflecting back on this whole thing. I barely scratched the surface when it came to video. So I started working on it again. Matter of fact, that's why this show was late. Because I was in the back experimenting with graphics. And I was sitting there working on different things. Like, you saw J360 Radio's side. You're going to see the video side this year. And you're going to see a lot of other things. Because I can do this stuff on the road now. Yeah, the lobs finally came in, so I can go ahead and do anything I really want to do now. And not to mention, I wonder what a couple of stage shows would be like. Yeah, sky's the limit on this, so we'll have a little bit of fun. And at the end of the day, I'm not quitting anything. Especially this show. Even though it wasn't intended to be the flagship show, guess what happened, right? And, it's just interesting, because I've transformed things a lot. And I sit there and I write all the time, and I still got plenty of plans to go. But everybody wants to talk about, like, how hard the risk is. And, like, how difficult the road above is. Or, like, how hard it could be to go to California. Or how hard it could be to go to New York. And because of the cost of living and all that stuff. But you notice something, right? Despite everybody's concerns and claims, there's no one out there that could probably give you a straight answer on how to make it all work. You know what I mean? You ever see some people that sit there and just complain all the time, but little do they realize that they are responsible for like 80 to 90% of what goes wrong with them, but it's always somebody else's fault. It's always like, oh, well, so-and-so said this about me, so I didn't follow through on it. I didn't want to go ahead and take a risk, Yeah, see, that right there is pretty much my would-be supervisor. He hasn't risked anything in his life. And you can kind of take a look at him and see that. You can see that pretty much he has no idea what the hell he's doing, and he has no shots and no signs of showing that he's capable of going anywhere. And he's in the right job, too, because, see, the manager will keep his behind there because, guess what? That's a safe zone for him. That's somebody that just really siphons off of being in a comfort zone for so long and can't handle when somebody has a different opinion than he does, or even is pretty much smarter than him. And you see, there's moments where I could just shut my brain down and I'm smarter than that idiot. But there's just something wrong with people like that. And they're everywhere. And you see, the thing is, as I mention it, I'm not afraid to mention it because the goal is for me to work for me and to work with other people who work for themselves. You see? And there's always an advantage to that. There's nothing like being your own boss. And you see, and the truth is that a lot of people are so scared of it. And a lot of people don't want to put the work in for it. And they don't want to go for the benefits and the whole extreme of where to be at. But I got 2 months until graduation. So one way or another, there's going to be some changes coming. There's going to be things that are different. There's going to be something I have to keep reaching for. I have to keep climbing it every step of the way, whether I'm there by myself or not. Because who I am is all up to me, and I had to cut off a lot of dead weight to get here. In addition to giving up stuff for Lent. Yeah, even though I'm not even about the Catholic life, the truth is I kind of like doing the Lent thing, man. It's actually pretty fun. It's like liberating in a way. You just give up something for 40 days, 40 nights. This time I went for 2. And, at the end of the day, I just look at it and I'm like, okay, goodbye. Not even going to worry about it. Yeah, because I don't need no Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew to keep me sane, especially when I got this Lipton tea. But no, it's not brisk. It's just regular Lipton. But still, and it's not 20 ounce. Not dealing with that. Just go ahead and just start doing that for a while. And we'll see where we go from here. And then also, I started looking in storage again. And I found a few things. I found some musical instruments from my past. And I also found some scripts I used to work on. Let me ask you guys something. How would you guys like an 8-episode limited series with me and Mondo in it? It'd be kind of wild, huh? And see, for those of you that are new to this whole thing, Mondo's my sidekick. That right there, yeah, turns out I actually do have one. He's the second in command of J360 Productions. Like, when I'm not around, he's pretty much in charge. So the funny thing is about like how me and him go about the day-to-day operations of this thing. And not to mention, there's some newer people that we're building in the group. In addition to, like, I also got a different sidekick for the upcoming Uncut show. And you see, that Uncut show is going to be open to a lot of people who are in the podcast verse. So, or actually content creator verse. We're a community, why not? Might as well bring everybody in. Just like I said, open the gates, right? So, And then I'm also supposed to be going down to Houston for a little bit. Not literally. That's going to happen, though. So those of you in the Houston podverse, keep an eye out because I need to go down there and I need to visit you guys anyway. I got family down there in Houston, so I need to go ahead and just chill out with y'all and go ahead and talk some stuff. And I'm open to it. As a matter of fact, I think Rob's been trying to get me on his show for a while, but first things first, I'm going to go ahead and land over at Cult 45, see how they're all doing. It'd be nice to see beat 'em down at random. But also, as I'm sitting here right now and I'm looking at some Netflix stuff, this is, wow. This Lock and Key, is it actually really all that good? Huh. I'll have to check that out. But, yeah. So, I've just been pretty much working on different things. And I look around at the good state of Delaware and I just say, it's been real. It's been very, very interesting. You've been a big part of my life, and you've been growing stale and staler ever since. I'll tell you one thing. There is one thing I'm going to miss about this. The tax-free shopping. Man, that stuff was awesome. You could just piggyback all that stuff, get shipped out here to Delaware, and then that sales tax stuff goes 0-0. Man, it is amazing. You can't go wrong with that. But then, you look at other states and you're like, yeah, that's where the industry is, but I don't like that extra ends and that tax there, So, man, that's pretty much the only thing I really can't stand, but we'll see what happens. Because I don't see myself staying here. I see myself always moving on and growing and developing. And not only that, I do need to land in Canada a couple of times. Got some friends up there too. But for those of you that are wondering about J360 TV, I really had to wait for those lobs to get in so I could get started. And then I've also been looking at the Blackmagic camera. They're at 6K now. And I'm like, And it's always interesting when I say that because I'm figuring some stuff out. Because there's a way for me to get that. And then I got to see if it'll work with my lenses I have around here. But all in all, everything's evolving and growing. And then I just have to keep writing down everything I think of and want to create here. And I have quite a lot to work with. So I'm not ashamed of anything. And the only thing that'll hold me back is myself. And J-Man doesn't hold back on anything. Now, for those of y'all that want that Power Play series, yeah, been working on it. Matter of fact, you should see something this week. But all in all, I'm just like loving this growth. Now, there's also been some people asking me not too long ago about film redemptions. They're coming back. In addition to looking at some video game movies and working on that entry for the website. Now, there's a reason why the website hasn't been updated for a little while. It's because I'm actually working on another one. Yeah, you see, because there's some additions and WordPress doesn't like them. So I have to go ahead and figure out another way to get stuff around here because it's J360, it's not J180. So you got to have it all together. And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and throw up the actual J360 TV channel. And for those of you that have been keeping an eye on Twitter, which, by the way, thanks for supporting the videos. I like that. That was actually pretty nice. Those videos actually have a title to them now. And it's something that was classic from the old days. But I'll show you that like on Saturday. Because I went ahead and I made the intro for it. But outside of that, though, it's just like this whole thing, this whole adventure, it's got a lot of growth and a lot of promise. And it's never going to be easy. Nothing I do is ever easy. Nothing any of you out there do is ever easy. But it's manageable. You see? And a lot of people don't want to do difficult work. They don't want to do things that really test them. Everybody wants relative ease, right? And don't you just want to wake up and say your piece, click submit and get rid of it? Don't even have to edit anything? Don't you, though? Well, too bad it just doesn't work out like that. But the best part about it is, though, you get better each time. And you just go ahead and say, all right, I said what I needed to say. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I wonder who I piss off today. And truth be told, that's what I say every day I wake up. Let's go ahead and piss them off. Let's just go ahead and make them all mad. And let them sit there and just be jealous about everything. And truth is, I do that to my supervisor all the time because he's jealous. And I'm not saying that all supervisors are bad. They're not all bad. There's some good ones out there. But my God, have I had my share of a Dick Tracy's rogue gallery just to try to have money and just try to be financially well off. And I'm going to keep having them because there's something about me that attracts a-holes like that. And I ain't afraid to call them out on their stuff. And truth be told, none of you should be. None of you should be afraid to speak your piece. Unless it's actual malice or unless somebody out here has that much influence over something. And even if they did, you got to figure out like how to take that power away because it's not necessarily helping you grow. And there's a reason why certain people are having a hard time functioning in this society of ours. You know what I mean? And it's just a lot to think about sometimes. It really is. But also remember this, you, much like me, we're not all just meant to be ordinary. If we're creators and if we're really all about creativity and stuff, we should be creating. We should be taking some of our resources, not all of it, but some, to go ahead and fulfill our passions and run our races and do what we got to do. And when we know it's over, and we'll all know it's over because there's a way of showing it. And I mean like concrete, not like, oh, I'm having a bad day and I'm just not going to follow through on it. Oh, I'm having a bad day and I think this is the end. Believe me, I know the last ride when I see it. But, you know, much like anything, life's my drug and I'm just trying to get my last drags before the clock runs out. And the coronavirus cannot stop me either. Yeah, sure, I mean, it'll put me down for the count, but knowing me, I'll probably survive that stuff. And the truth is, much like anything else, I don't let nothing stop me, man. I'll probably be sitting there with the breathing tubes on and still talking to S, and the truth is I would be. And so should you, because nothing should stop you. And then you look over at like the content that's out here. Everybody complains about the remakes. Everybody complains about how we're kind of in a vacuum, and we keep saying that we want different things, but we pay and go into pretty much a spin cycle, looking at the same old stuff over and over again, because that's what we're used to. We're not trying to make any difference here. Yeah. You see, we as content creators, we're supposed to make that difference. It's okay for the hero to lose. It's okay for the hero to, whether they are male or female, to not get that male or female. You know what I'm saying? To not end up with the love interest. It's okay for the villain to kind of just say, you know what? I don't want to be a villain no more, and kind of like shift a little bit. There's reasons why, you know, we can break these tropes. And we can change things around. And then you look over and you see, like, it builds up interest. And then there are people out there that want to jump to the big screen. But you see, the big screen method is not the way it used to be. So you go ahead and you look in, like, small screens, or you look into, like, the streaming networks. And, you know, there's ways of jumping in. You might as well do it before the big guys do. Because here's the thing. Every independent niche commodity we have, it has more bigwigs jumping in there. Because they know that's where people are feeding their time into. And then they're going to go ahead and they're going to mess it up, tarnish it, and do it their way. But if you see that kind of stuff, and you think there's something wrong with it, much like me, and you look at it, you say, hey, I can do that, and I can do that better. Then, go ahead and make the time to do it better. Jump in, change it, fix it up. Like, you know, take a good look at, let's say it like this. Like, if I made a whole series around Mondo, it'd be like what Mondo deals with. And then chances are, I'd probably pop up in there a couple of times, but I wouldn't be the influence of it because it's Mondo's story. And, hey, does he get the girl in the end? Who knows? Does he get that special job in the end? Or does he take over J360, whereas I retire to a happier lifestyle? Who knows? But it's interesting to see how that all develops, right? And chances are it's like, because he's not me and he doesn't have my skill set, but he got his skill set. So that makes it a lot more interesting to what he does. And I'm just pointing out those scenarios on different things. Because, you know, like at the end of the day, what makes your content different? What makes you more interesting? and how far are you going to go with it? You know? And it's just like this, because you guys know my journey. That's what the J-Man Show is. But like when it comes to J360 Radio Live, or it comes to Mondo Rates, or it goes to different shows that we've made across the whole landscape here, there's always something different to tell. And it's a fun ride, and it's going to get even better. Not easier, but better. And I can see that. But I talked to you off long enough, and I figured, despite all the crazy stuff going on out there, I'd give you a shot of optimism. And you see, that optimism, if you use it right, it's all you really need. Because everything else it's whatever these days. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to go ahead and work on that Power Play episode. And then, stay tuned for me to cross over into other people's shows, because, hey, it's high time for it. So why not? But outside all that, though, this is the J-Man signing off. You all take it easy. Peace.
The holidays start here at Baker's, with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. Whether you're making a traditional roasted turkey or spicy turkey tacos, your go-to shrimp cocktail, or your first Cajun risotto, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace your traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Baker's, fresh for everyone.